Good to see you have your Halloween spirit back. Will we see you at the party at the spook house? On Halloween, all through the night.
There were a lot of Halloween specials that aired every year when I was growing up. None of them have Castanet in them though, so if you're under 25, you probably wouldn't care. A lot of the specials I grew up with, I've seen people talk about and do videos on ever since I started doing this professionally. And I'm not gonna act like none of my peers have ever done videos on Scary Godmother, because they definitely have, but none of them can say nigga, so I win. Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktacular and Scary Godmother The Revenge of Jimmy. Two classics from over 20 years ago that are compartmentalized in this section of my brain next to shit that'll never get a video out of me, like Opie or Mega Babies.
Oh my god, is that a fucking rat?
So in this video, I wanted to talk about both of these specials and how they hold up all these years later, a few weeks removed from the second one's 20th anniversary. Yes, you are old. Get through that, buddy. You pay your car note yet?
Hey, since it's Halloween, who are you dressed as?
A real nigga.
This ain't televised, they telling lies, but promise I won't.
No, that's not an answer. No.
Fam, look, okay, what
No, that's not a real answer. No. Fuck out of here.
Alright.
For the stars I shoot pimpin', no boy, you best set the score.
Say hello to your scary godmother.
My what?
Scary godmother. Ta-da!
These videos just get dumber by the upload. Produced by Mainframe Entertainment in 8 months and showcased first at San Diego Comic-Con 2003. Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktacular.
Who you calling spooktacular?
Was a Halloween special based on the Scary Godmother books, originally written and drawn by author Joe Thompson. It feels good to watch this thing again after not seeing it in like 15 years. Why does my file name have handjob in it? Who did I get this file from? So this special in particular is apparently based on a small Chicago community stage play put on by the author that also featured all these characters from 2001. Mainframe Entertainment had the rights and potentially wanted to move this thing to series, until it was agreed upon that they do a special to see if there was interest for a show. Despite high ratings, airing every year on Cartoon Network until 2012, and a cult following over time. There was never any show, but these specials are a staple if you grew up at a very specific pocket in time. But if you are too young or too old, you're probably looking like, man, what is this shit? Look, I'll do my best, I promise. A little girl named Hannah is excited to go trick-or-treating with her older cousin Jimmy and his friends for Halloween, but Jimmy convinces everyone that they should probably get rid of her, or at least scare the shit out of her for fun.
You wanna be a big kid, right?
Right.
Well, if you're a big kid, you won't be afraid to trick-or-treat the spook house.
The what, bro? When she goes in the house, they lock her in there to fuck with her, but out comes her scary godmother, who I think is there to help her when she's scared. Scary Godmother takes Hannah to the fright side and introduces her to her friends as she gets ready to throw a party. That's where Hannah meets Mr. Pettibone, a skeleton, a monster named Bugaboo, a vampire family, and this big-ass, ugly-ass werewolf named Harry that loves theater and eats up all the damn food. Henry is just some hungry nigga that just won't shut the fuck up and stop eating. This might be me, y'all, hold up. Meanwhile, the other kids wait outside the house trying to figure out if they should go in and check if she's dead or not. Very funny to me that Brent is the black kid and Daryl is the white kid. Let me find out somebody switched the model sheets. I haven't watched something this nostalgic in a while. Ever since I started drowning in student loan debt and grief, not a lot of things could just transport me back to sitting on my grandmother's sofa in 2005, but this definitely did it. They used to play this shit every year, so much of this is just burned into my brain. I can't believe how every frame of this thing is truly a core memory. The kids in these silly ass costumes, especially Bert, they get the most mileage out of his.
What are you supposed to be?
I'm a baseball player in his SUV. It's loaded with all the options, including anti-lock brakes and an atomic-powered laser cannon. Right on. I'm a piece of candy. Breaker, we've lost contact with Katie and Daryl. Please advise, Houston, over.
Bert, nobody puts CBs in SUVs these days.
You just left your baby cousin to the mercy of killer monsters on Halloween night, and you're concerned with the additions and upgrades in my cardboard SUV?
Good point.
I quote this part right here to my friends in casual conversation more than I do some of my favorite movies.
Door is ajar. Door is ajar. door is ajar.
Will you stop that?
As you can see, I don't be having shit to talk about. Even the music is nostalgic. It was like I knew every background track by heart and could still hum along. Cannot remember my cousin's birthday, but my head still finds a place to store all of the damn Scary Godmother backing tracks. If you ain't grow up with this shit, you probably like, why this nigga playing all this Game Boy Advance music? This special doesn't really have that much going on. There's a lot of talking, a lot of atmosphere. Once Hannah gets to Scary Godmother's house, it's pretty much just cutting back and forth to what each set of characters is doing for like 25 minutes. The stakes are honestly in the basement. The biggest conflict in the Scary Godmother plot is making sure Hip Hop Harry over here doesn't eat up all the damn Papa Johns. Don't eat that shit, Scary Godmother. I heard he said nigga.
Where are those wonderful smells emanating from? The goodie plate, I believe. You won't mind if I just sample the delicacies, do you?
Always something new going on, maybe a new character showing up or something when we cut back to Scary Godmother and Hannah. But when it's Jimmy, Daryl, Bert, and Katie, they're kind of just bullshitting, twiddling their thumbs outside the house while they wait for Hannah. I think that's when you really start to notice that there's not much going on.
Ooh, I'll trade you 2 caramels for 3 baby chocolate bars.
Okay.
Ooh, and this little bag of gumdrops for this sugar cluster.
Okay.
Oh, and this shoeless Joe for 3 kisses.
Okay. Wait. I don't have any kisses. Oh.
What the hell we doing?
The kids themselves, though, are honestly pretty funny. You don't really mind that they don't do much since they're such fun characters. I would have loved if this thing actually went to series and we actually got to spend more time with them.
I like your fairy princess wings. Aren't they cool? I helped with the glitter.
Really? My mom doesn't let me touch glitter. Not since that incident with the glue and the dog.
I can't believe you did that to our dog, eh?
This message is sponsored by Raycon. Raycon's anniversary and the essential open ear earbuds are stealing the spotlight. They're 30% off. Get them while they're hot. Honestly, these things have become my best friends for my daily routine. They're sleek, smart, and significantly cooler than your average earbuds. Whether I'm working, commuting, or just cooling off after a long edit, they fit right in and make everything feel a little more fun. Raycon's essential open earbuds keep your ears open while still delivering crystal clear sound. They sit just outside your ear canal so you can stay tuned into traffic, co-workers, or whatever's happening around you without losing out on any music or podcast quality. Lightweight and all day comfortable, they never feel bulky, and the secure fit means that they stay put, whether I'm at the gym, on a walk, or just grinding through my to-do list. But here's the kicker. Raycon delivers the same premium audio quality as the big brands, but at half the price.
Shut the Smurf up.
Add in over 3 million happy customers and a 30-day happiness guarantee, and there is literally zero reason to overpay. Iconic features include open ear design. Breathable fit delivers comfort, safety, and immersive audio quality while still keeping you aware. Multi-angular hook. Rotating ear hook that ensures a secure, personalized fit for any activity. And lightweight. Ultralight with a flexible ear hook that adapts to any ear for all-day comfort and awareness. Multi-point connection. Connect to multiple devices and switch seamlessly without hassle. And 36 hours of battery life. 8-hour earbuds mixed with a 36-hour chargeable case equals days of non-stop listening. This will never be you again.
Okay, Professor.
What?
Listen up, homie. Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/ToonrificTariq open to get 30% off the essential open earbuds. I think that the little arc that they give Hannah is really cute. It's a pretty nice thing to teach kids. When Hannah gets to Scary Godmother's crib for the party, every guest that comes in instantly scares the shit out of her. But when she actually talks to the skeleton, he's really silly and goofy. When she actually talks to Harry, she sees that he's just kind of a teddy bear. Nah, well, this nigga Harry look crazy. She got every right to be scared of him. I almost punched a hole in my monitor. When the vampire family comes over, she sees that one of them is just a kid, just like her, and they spark up a little conversation about their similarities and differences. Yes, the irony of saying spark up while this song is playing in the background is not lost on me.
Do you go to school?
Sure, med school. Don't you go to school?
I go to school. Sacred Heart.
Sounds tasty.
It's his first real human. Cute.
And when she meets Bugaboo, she gets so scared that she actually makes him feel bad. In her defense, this nigga came in super hot. It's kind of showing kids that things or people that may look scary really aren't that bad when you let your guard down. And if you operate solely on preconceived notions of somebody without getting to know them, you might end up hurting their feelings. Figure out who someone is on the inside instead of solely fearing their outside.
Hannah, do you think any of us would eat you? No, not anymore.
They even set aside the time to give the husband vampire a little mini arc about being self-conscious for some reason. He kind of rants about being able to see women's ankles when they get dressed nowadays. Oh boy, buddy, wait till you see Instagram. OnlyFans, nigga, forget about it. And I swore that this was just character banter. But he actually feels bad about it afterwards and has a heart-to-heart with his wife about being significantly older than all his friends.
I enjoy you, Maxie. But if you want to break the ice, start with a joke.
A joke? I think I will try. But first...
They start fucking, it was gross.
I know, they're so embarrassing. I could just live.
In terms of the animation, come on, man, you see this shit. This is early television CGI. If I've ever seen it, they were trying very hard. It kind of reminds me a little of Jimmy Neutron. I think that show was significantly better animated than this, especially near the end. But that show also had a lot of wonkiness in the designs and movement. Characters move with a bit more snap than they do here, but things could still feel a bit floaty or weird looking. And I think that they knew this about the show that they were making. So they purposefully used that awkwardness to do funny things with these character models in their faces. I kind of get that impression here. A lot on characters like Jimmy, who gets more expressive as the special goes on, especially since it's significantly more stylized. It very clearly going for a distinctly cartoony style makes a lot of shortcomings in expression and movement feel more intentional than if they were actively trying to go for something more realistic. It's a pretty clever way to go about something like this. They use a lot of squash and stretch in both the characters and background to varying degrees of success, I would say.
Come on, Hannah.
What y'all think they playing in there that got it jumping around like that? My guess is Finito by Chief Keef. Yes, I know what he says about New Jersey in that song. He ain't do it though. Honestly, it gets the craziest when a character is yelling and their heads get bigger, or they're scared and their eyes bulge out of their head. The backgrounds have this cell shading on them that the characters don't. That kind of creates an inverse of when cartoons with thicker character outlines don't use any on their backgrounds. It's kind of cool. They cut a lot of pretty smart corners in this thing too. There's not that many sets. There's like 3 max, honestly. And the ones that there actually are, they're full of repeated assets. Early on, instead of flashing back to a conversation with Jimmy's parents, they just turn it into a bit and have the characters reenact it so they don't have to model any new characters or a new environment. This is the kind of advice that they give you in film school that nobody listens to. I don't know how you realistically critique extremely low budget computer animation from 20 years ago. I feel like even back then we all understood that the rules just weren't the same and that stuff was just gonna look better over time. In moments like this, I feel like the most important thing is charm, and this definitely has it. That could honestly just be nostalgia dropping the ship though, I don't know. I'm writing this less than 24 hours after posting that last video. I haven't seen straight in like 3 days. Do not get it fucked up though. That is not me saying that this looks good. Some of it looks fine, but a lot of it is pretty rough. Especially around the end when they scare the kids and everyone's eyes are bulging out of their head and shit. If they ain't eventually figure out how to make shit like this work, this is how Hotel Transylvania would have looked. Watching this at 3 a.m. was not an inspired move at all. I'm gonna have a dream about one of these niggas slapping me in the back of my neck.
Save me, Hannah!
This nigga cracked out. The older that I get, the more I appreciate looking back on something from 20 years ago, and it is exactly how I remember it. These characters are still fun, the jokes that I remember laughing at still make me laugh, and the charm is out of this fucking world. Alright, that's enough. I know you probably want me to move on to part 2 by now, so I'll just go do that. Oh, after the ads though, for sure.
So, what now?
Stick it in park and wait.
I don't remember such a promise.
You can't be in 2 places at once. I've tried it before. It really works.
2 years later, we got Scary Godmother, The Revenge of Jimmy. Based on the second book in the series and produced in only 3 months by a small team of 14 animators. No way at all that's legal. It's been a year and Jimmy is still pretty fucked up from being scared by Hannah's new friends at the end of the first special. So he's been locking himself in his room, setting traps and avoiding Halloween.
And I got rid of everything in my closet. Nothing for them to hide behind. So, what do you do for clothes? Easy. I just wear the same thing every day.
Nigga dirty as fuck. But thankfully, his friends realize how stupid this is and pretty much tell him that he's on his own.
I don't want to be part of any group that's anti-chocolate.
Thanks, bro. We need men like you on the inside. Hannah and the kids decide that they want to do Halloween without him, but he starts that hating shit and follows them around and ruins every single one of their plans. The world of the kids and their spirit for Halloween is connected to Scary Godmother and her friends. Whenever their spirit is jeopardized by something that Jimmy did, Scary Godmother's universe loses things. People get hurt, lost. They feed on the energy of the kids to survive. Crazy sentence. So it kind of falls on Hannah to maintain everyone's Halloween spirit and save her friends. No pressure, just your friends' lives on the line. These things really are companion pieces in like the best way possible. Pretty much everything done in the first one means something and is directly called back to. And in a more growth way to show change in character dynamics. Not in a Ted 2 way where they just redo a bunch of bits from the first movie. I mean, I rewatched Ted 2 a few weeks ago and I actually liked it more than I ever have. But it is crazy how much stuff is just a remix of old bits. It's okay, Seth. We all have at least one bad video. I have 7. Jimmy is really convinced that those were real monsters that scared them at the end of the last special, while his friends just chalk it up to big kids trying to scare them for fucking with Hannah, who they definitely regret treating as bad as they did.
Yeah, and we deserved it for trying to scare Hannah.
So you're friends with the baby now?
She's not a baby. She's all right.
Because Harry was so annoying and kept eating up all the damn food in the last one, they show that he is still working for Scary Godmother trying to pay off all his debt. Either she's still mad, or those were some of the most expensive candied apples on the planet, because it ain't no way. There's actually this really crazy part where the kids' Halloween spirit is fucked up so bad that the monsters in their house just completely disappear. But then Hannah lifts everyone's spirits with positivity or something, and they all come back, and the house just fucking falls on everyone.
Look, R.I.P. R.I.P. Yeah.
Or at least you think it does. When they cut back to the ground, everyone's just next to the house except Scary Godmother.
Oh no! Look,
and Harry starts to celebrate. You not a slave, nigga. You don't get to be happy that she dead, nigga. If you don't take some accountability, maybe he not like me for real. The first one was really heavy on atmosphere and whimsy. There's a lot more breathing room. It's not really a flowing narrative, rather two things going on at the same time for 40 minutes. There's more time for conversation, more time for side characters to get slight depth. This one is a lot more plot focused though. There's much more stuff going on, but in turn, there's less time for characters to just kind of talk to each other, like in the first one. I guess this really just depends on what kind of story that you like. There's less room for arcs and I guess character stuff to analyze, but it's still a fun, very easy to follow Halloween story, which is definitely what they're going for. Despite them having significantly less time to put this one together, you can instantly see that they did their best to elevate the animation a bit. It's still not super polished, but the textures definitely look a little easier on the eyes. There's a lot more sets this time around. The characters aren't confined to just 2 spaces. There's control room, Jimmy's bedroom, a few stores, I think. These are very funny small victories, by the way. Oh yeah, you get to see a character's room. They even use a better font for the opening credits. You know you did something right when the studio start giving out that font money. I'll just be saying whatever, bro. Even the dance scene in this one is like 5 times cooler than the last one. I had a fat ass smile on my face the entire time. Look at these little niggas doing the Thriller dance. How much y'all had to pay to do this? Ain't no way MJ was giving out freebies. With all the slapstick that they do with characters like Jimmy, it kind of makes you wonder why they didn't just go 2D for these to begin with. But honestly, I think if you do that, you really do lose a lot of charm. These would not be nearly as memorable if they didn't look like this. It's a little quiet. We don't get any new characters besides maybe a hand entering frame. There's a lot of points where they're just walking around outside and the town just kind of looks dead. Again, made in 3 months somehow, so who gives a fuck? They even work in a plot reason for them to have the exact same costumes on as last year so that they wouldn't have to make any new models. This is actually hilarious. I can't tell if being hyper aware of how cartoons are made has made them harder to watch or funnier.
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Last year I was a baseball player driving his SUV. This year I'm a baseball player driving an electric car.
Last year, I was a cat. This year, I'm a panther. Roar! Oh, right. Well, last year, I was a fairy princess. This year, I'm a fairy queen. How about you, Daryl?
I'm a piece of candy.
That's what you were last year.
But this year, I'm sugar-free.
Baby, if y'all broke, just say that. I think most of the voice cast comes back this time around. They replaced a couple of the kids, but not like Hannah or Scary Godmother. They actually swapped Bert out for a little black kid this time around, and I hate to be that guy, but you can definitely tell.
Now, Bert, baseball players play night games, right?
That's true. So I'm like a half creature of the night.
I don't know and I don't care. I'm leaving.
I don't have any hardcore proof that he was originally white, since this nigga don't got a picture on IMDb, but I highly doubt that the little white boy from Dragon Tales was played by a black kid. You know it's time for me to end this segment. Nigga, did I just say Dragon Tales? I don't know, I don't think I have nearly as much to say about this one, but that doesn't mean I enjoyed it any less. I feel like the both of these are strikingly consistent in quality, and really do act as a fun 2-pack to start off your Halloween season. It's crazy how both of these specials have almost like an equal amount of iconic moments that I remember from childhood. Like even the way Scary Godmother calls Harry is nostalgic as hell.
Harry!
Donkey!
Oh, is that it for this part? Okay. I think when I first started doing these videos, I kind of specialized in digging around my brain for core memories. Trying to find something that provoked an emotion out of me in childhood and trying to look back on those things through modern lenses and see if I still feel the same way. And saying the N-word a lot, I cannot stress how important that part is. And while I think I still do that, this might be my deepest cut in a while. The Scary Godmother specials aren't the prettiest thing in the world, but they are so damn charming in almost a frustrating way. They're still fun, they're still funny, and they're surprisingly sweet, which is way more than you can say for even the greatest Halloween specials for kids. The joy I feel watching these things after 15 years since the last time I saw them is truly unmatched. If you haven't seen them in a while, it's Halloween, man. Throw them back on. They're all on YouTube. If you got kids now, maybe show it to them this year. Who knows? They may enjoy it. And if they don't, at least they're not watching Kai Cenat.
Do you have a problem with me, Chris?
Something's wrong. Really wrong.
Halloween is ruined!
You used your imagination and love of Halloween to save the day, and that's the greatest magic of all.